Welcome back to the Crypto World channel. In this emergency video, Bitcoin has officially broken out of the triangle and it's broken to the downside. I've been talking about this symmetrical triangle pattern for ages on this channel, and my last video that I just uploaded on a channel said that a breakout is imminent. And that's exactly what's happened here. Bitcoin has broken key support and it's continued on with this small downtrend in the short term. But when will the downtrend end? Is this the bounce that will be the bottom that will send us to new all-time highs? Well, I'll let you know exactly what I'm thinking and what I'm doing with my Bitcoin buys and sells. I'll also be doing some Ethereum analysis in this video, so do not miss any of this valuable information. Make sure you watch the entire video. So then by the end of this 10-minute video, you'll know my exact Bitcoin and Ethereum price targets, and that can help you make some money. So make sure you watch the whole video. And yeah, if that sounds good to you, make sure to smash a like on the video down below and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It seriously helps out the channel so much if you just scroll down and click like and subscribe. And yeah, it only takes about 5 to 10 seconds out of your day to do that. But yeah, thank you so much for doing that. But yeah, anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. So right here, we're on the Bitcoin US dollar chart on the 4-hour chart. And as you can see quite clearly, Bitcoin has broken below this symmetrical triangle, as I mentioned in my last video. Now, in my last video, I did say that Bitcoin could either break up or down. So it's not like in my last video, I said it's definitely breaking down, but I said that a big move is coming either way. And that's exactly what's happened. And if you don't already know, you can make money on Bitcoin whether it goes up or down. So if you actually traded this breakout just as it broke support, you would have made from the breakout to the bottom up to 14.5% profits. So yeah, once again, in my last video, I said that Bitcoin is either going to have a big move up or big move down. And I told you the exact levels to watch out for and my exact price targets. And yeah, I entered a short position right when Bitcoin broke this key support. And I took that short position all the way to my $30,000 target and took profits. And if you watched my last video, you could have done the exact same. You could have made big money off Bitcoin going down. If you want me to make more videos about trading and how to actually enter long and short positions, then let me know in the comments down below, because I'll be sure to make a video like that on the channel in the future sometime soon if you guys want. But yeah, anyway, now that Bitcoin has broken to the downside, what next? And well, I mentioned in my last video that the $30,000 level will come in as huge support. And so far, that's exactly what's happened. Now, Bitcoin could go lower than 30,000. I mean, we did have a quick wick below it, about a 4% dip below the $30,000 level, but we came straight back up because obviously there's a lot of buyers down here below $30,000, and I myself were one of them. So yeah, like I mentioned, I did trade this breakout to the downside. I took my profits at 30,000 and I actually began accumulating more Bitcoin as Bitcoin broke below $30,000 just for a few hours. And I actually began accumulating more Bitcoin as Bitcoin got down to the $30,000 level. So yeah, around $30,000 and below $30,000 is the range where I'm going to accumulate more Bitcoin, and I'm going to hold that Bitcoin for the long term, so 1 year plus. So as of recording this video, the lowest point at this bottom is at about 28,800. And as I mentioned in my last few videos, the lowest we could possibly go in a full bearish scenario is around 24 to 25,000 US dollars. Now, I'm not saying Bitcoin will go there. In fact, I'm saying it's probably more likely that we have actually reached the bottom at 28,800. But just in case it does break below that level, then my next level I will be targeting once again will be at around 25,000 US dollars. Now, from absolute top here, from the all-time high at 42,000 down to the recent bottom at 28,800, Bitcoin has corrected 31%. And now a 31% correction is a very common correction during bull markets. I'll quickly show you some of the corrections that happened during the 2017 bull market so you can see what I mean. All right, here we are. This is on the daily chart. This is the 2017 bull market. Obviously an amazing time in crypto. And while it looks like it's just a year of going straight up, if you zoom in a little bit, we did have a fair share of corrections back then. Like Bitcoin had a correction here, and that was about 33%. Bitcoin had a correction here, about 33%. Here, it corrected around 40%. Here, it corrected around 40% as well. and here it corrected around 30%. So that's like 5 or 6 different corrections where it corrected more than 30% to the downside. And I have mentioned this in previous videos, but I thought I should go over it again, especially with the new audience on the channel. The average correction back in the last bull market was at around 30 to 35%. And if you measure the length of these corrections before they fully recovered, the shortest correction was pretty much recovered after 1 week, and the longest correction recovered after a month. So yeah, that's right. As we saw back here, we could potentially be in this correction for an entire 30 days before we begin to head higher. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be 30 days this time around, but the average correction back in 2017 was around 2 weeks or so. And going back to the current price, as we're seeing right now, I'll zoom back into the 4-hour chart so it's easier to see. So far from the top to right now as recording this video, we've been in this correction for pretty much exactly 2 weeks. And yeah, once again, the average correction in 2017 lasted for 2 weeks before it began to head back up. So we've had the size of the correction that we're looking for, that 34% correction. We've had the length of the correction that we're looking for, and we've hit some big support areas at the $30,000 level. Combine that with the fact that we actually hit the golden pocket on the Fibonacci retracement. When you draw the Fibonacci retracement from this low that we had at 21,800 up to the all-time high, yeah, Bitcoin came back down to the golden pocket, which is the 61.8% Fibonacci level, and that comes in at around 28,000 US dollars. And yeah, obviously we got a bounce off that level. So there's multiple things on the charts and just looking at history that's telling us that we've either already bottomed out from this correction or we're close to the bottom. Now, most of these corrections, once they begin to bottom out like this, they do tend to have a few bounces kind of sideways like this before they pick the next direction where to head. And in my opinion, from what I'm seeing on the charts, it's more likely that we're going to be heading up in a few weeks from now than heading down. Once again, this is just a normal correction during a bull market. For a lot of the newer investors into Bitcoin, especially those who joined into Bitcoin after the break of the $20,000 level, this is really the first proper correction that you guys have been in. And I just want to make it clear that this type of price action is perfectly normal. This is not the end of the world. Bitcoin always recovers. That's something you have to remember. Bitcoin always recovers from these corrections, and give it a month to 2 months and we will almost certainly be back at all-time highs again. So I'm using this as a perfect opportunity to just accumulate more Bitcoin for myself. But yeah, anyway, heading over to the Ethereum US dollar chart, we're on the 4-hour chart. And as you can obviously see, Ethereum did follow Bitcoin on this correction to the downside. And from the recent top here at around 1440 down to the recent bottom at around 1040, Ethereum corrected around 27% to the downside, which is a pretty decent correction for Ethereum. But surprisingly, Ethereum has held up a little bit better than what Bitcoin has done. And once again, in my last few videos, I did mention that Ethereum is looking much more bullish than Bitcoin. So even though Ethereum did pull back just like Bitcoin, it actually held up better compared to Bitcoin. And from what I see on the charts, once again, Ethereum is most likely going to have a better year this year than Bitcoin. Both of the top cryptos during this bull market are going to do great, don't get me wrong. But in my opinion, as of right now, Ethereum has so much more potential to grow. Once again, Ethereum has still not even broken its all-time highs. Ethereum pretty much came up exactly to its all-time high before it had this correction, but it hasn't had that big breakout above the all-time high. And believe me, when that happens, you will know about it because Ethereum will explode. But yeah, anyway, in my last video, I mentioned that the $1,300 level for Ethereum is extremely important to hold. And I said, if we don't hold that level, then it's probably likely that Ethereum will be heading down. And that's exactly what's happened. Once Ethereum broke below that $1,300 level, it came back up to kind of retest that level, got a small fake out above it, and came straight back down for that correction, as I said in the last video. Now, I also, just on this dip, recently accumulated some more Ethereum for myself. And yeah, once again, I'm seeing this as a buying opportunity to hold for the long term. I've not sold any Ethereum whatsoever. I'm only looking to buy more. Now, especially if you're a new investor into crypto, on these corrections, it might seem like crypto is ending. Crypto's at a point where it's here to stay, and that's proven by massive institutions that have built infrastructure around owns cryptocurrencies and have invested heavily into cryptocurrencies. Take PayPal, for example. It's one of the biggest financial services in the world, and they wouldn't be offering crypto such as Bitcoin and Ethereum to all of its millions of customers if it's thinking crypto is just going to disappear in a year from now. MicroStrategy has invested over $1 billion into Bitcoin. Michael Saylor, who's an intelligent man, wouldn't be doing that if he thinks Bitcoin's just going to disappear in a week. Grayscale, which is a cryptocurrency custody solution, it's a massive institution, and as of recent, it has recently been buying more Bitcoin than what's actually being mined. Like, Grayscale is pumping billions of dollars into Bitcoin to serve its thousands of new investors piling into Bitcoin. And once again, a lot of those investors are smart money. We're dealing with millions and billions of dollars here. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to mention that, especially for the newer investors out there that think this is the end of crypto. If this is the first big correction that you've been through, then get used to it, because more corrections like this will happen in the future. It's inevitable. You don't get the massive gains that cryptocurrency offers without holding through the volatility that it has. So we can't expect to go straight up all the time. We have to have these corrections. It's only normal. Yeah, with that little speech out of the way anyway, I said in my last video that the $1,000 level for Ethereum is massive support, and on the chart right here, I've just plotted it on the chart, Ethereum didn't even come back down to actually have the bounce on the $1,000 level. So far, it's had a bounce at around $1,040. And so far from that $1,040 level from the recent bottom up to where it is now at the time of recording this video, it's bounced 13% already. Now, as far as price targets go, I would be keeping an eye on the $1,000 level if Ethereum does have another leg to the downside. But if it continues to just bounce up like this, then I would be keeping an eye on the $1,300 level. Once again, that was the big level to watch, as I said in my last video, and now that we're below it, that's going to be some big resistance that we have to break above. So yeah, those are my Ethereum targets to look out for, and if Ethereum breaks above the $1,300 level with big volume, then we could potentially retest the all-time high at around $1,450. And once again, if we actually break through that level with big volume, then Ethereum's going to explode into the $2,000 range not too far in the future. And yeah, just switching back to the Bitcoin chart, we're on the 4-hour chart once again. I'll just quickly give you my exact price targets for Bitcoin as well, because I forgot to actually mention that on the Bitcoin section of the video. As I just said, the $30,000 level is an extremely important level for Bitcoin. So I'll be keeping an eye on that level. And yeah, I already gave you my downside targets, but if we continue on this bounce to the upside, then an important level to get above would be this level right here, and that's the $34,000 level. As you can see, Bitcoin had resistance at this level, had some support here, and that was the final support that it broke before it head down. So yeah, I will be currently targeting the $34,000 level to the upside. And yeah, that could be our next level of resistance. If Bitcoin makes it up to that level, we could see a bit of volatility around that level. And yeah, it's important for Bitcoin to break above that level if we're going to see more of a recovery. But yeah, once again, as I mentioned earlier in the video, Bitcoin's most likely going to range around these areas for the next few days and maybe even the next few weeks before we start heading higher, and that's perfectly normal. That's happened a lot of times in the past. So yeah, I just wanted to make that perfectly clear, especially for the beginners out there. But yeah, with all of that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to smash a like on the video down below and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on. Make sure you do that so you don't miss out on any future videos on the channel, because these videos are extremely important for you investors out there. There's a lot of valuable information in these videos, and it's worth just spending a few minutes out of your day to give these videos a watch, because you can learn a lot. And yeah, if you enjoy these videos once again, then let me know in the comments down below. If you want to see any other type of videos on the channel, or if you have any questions, then yeah, let me know in the comments once again. But yeah, that's just about all I have to say. I really hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.